you know what that music means. Good morning and welcome to Reels to Radio. Reels to Radio is a collaboration between KDUR and the Durango Independent Film Festival. My name is John Lynch. I am the program director here at KDUR, and today I am joined in studio by Molly Muse and Britt Harris. Welcome to KDUR.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us, John.
Before we talk about the movie, let's start with you, Britt. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Britt Harris. I live in Los Angeles. I'm a filmmaker, I'm an actor, I'm a musician and a writer, and I co-own a production company called Paper Palace Productions with Molly Muse over here.
Good segue to Molly. Molly?
Yeah, hi, I am Molly Muse, and I also own Paper Palace with Britt Harris. We work together a lot. We're here with our film Ghost Town. I am the director of that film. This is our third film project together that we have produced.
So let's get into Ghost Town. Tell us a little bit about the film without giving away too much of the film.
Yeah, the film is about two friends who are returning to a ghost town to break a curse.
Oh.
So we shot the film in Bodie State Historical Park, which is America's largest ghost town. It's an actual ghost town in a state of arrested decay out in California.
What was the impetus for this particular story? Where did this story come from?
Well, we actually visited the Bodie State Historic Park in 2015, and it's one of the coolest places I've ever been in my life. And we truly couldn't stop talking about it and thinking about it since 2015. So we've just been noodling on it, and we're thinking like, God, we really should write something around this. And so just a few years ago, we started to really take action on that. And one thing we're really fascinated by is this curse of Bodie, which actually the park rangers made up because they're having an issue with people traveling there, visiting, and taking items back with them because there are things left there from the 1920s and earlier.
Right.
And so that people would be taking mementos. And so this was an issue, and the park rangers created a curse that said, hey, if you take things, you'll be cursed. But then they had a flood of returning items saying, oh, since I took this back, all these bad things happened to me. And they were like, well, we made it up. Stop sending us things back. This is a lot of paperwork, you guys.
That is amazing.
We're so fascinated by this because it's like, is there a curse? Was it made up? Does it matter? Are both things true? The circular logic of it is so fascinating to me. And absolutely, you feel the spirits and stories of people that have lived there when you walk these grounds. It's just amazing. Your mind goes crazy doing it. That got our gears turning about this curse of Bodie. And we thought, well, what if we write a scenario of two friends who have visited this ghost town, take something, they get cursed, and they have to go back and try to reverse this curse.
So it sounds like this story is both rooted in some realism, but you've taken it and made it your own. How long did you actually work on the production of the film?
When we visited Bodie the first time, we were at a film festival with a film we had already
submitted.
Yeah, so we were actors in that film. So Britt and I met 10 years ago. We were cast in an independent film called Birds of Neptune. Mm-hmm. So we've been working together ever since, but that film took us to film festivals. So we went to the Mammoth Lakes Film Festival, which is right near Bodie.
Got it.
So we were there with that film. We had that experience, and then we started making films together in pretty much right after that. We started planning for what we were going to make in the future. But we wrote that film for the place. We knew where we wanted to shoot it. We knew about this urban legend, and so we wrote the film and then shot it maybe 4 months later.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of drama about securing the permissions to shoot there because they don't allow large film crews. They're really trying to protect the area. Since we were such a small film crew, we shot it with just the three of us. So Britt and I, and then Ian Stout, our cinematographer, director of photography extraordinaire, jack of all trades, genius, who helped us make this film. So since it was just the three of us, they allowed us to get in there. But we thought we were going to get the permit, and then everyone quit at the same time at the state park. So all the rangers who were working there, they all quit, and so they were like, "You're never going to shoot here." Someone actually, unfortunately, was a visitor to the park, crawled underneath the schoolhouse and then caught the hantavirus and died. And there was all of this drama at the park. And eventually it came under new management. And there was this angel who we're all in love with, Karina, a park ranger there at Bodie, who helped us get our permit. And we got to go inside the buildings, which is incredible amazing. There's 100-year dust over all of these artifacts. Normally you don't get to go inside, but since we had this permit, we had this amazing opportunity to really go inside of these buildings and shoot in there. So we're really excited about the opportunity to preserve what's there and encapsulate it as it is in our film.
How many structures are in this old ghost town? Like how big of a settlement was this before it was no more?
In its heyday, there were 10,000 people there. So it was a large town.
Huge.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, gold boom town. And now there's around 100 standing structures still.
Something like that.
We didn't shoot in the schoolhouse. It's not safe.
Clearly.
Clearly.
But we did shoot in a hotel. So yeah, you get to see like the old pool tables there and some of the different hotel rooms.
Wow.
We got to hear some really interesting stories about some of the people who used to frequent the hotel. There was all of these like peg marks in the floor there was a gentleman who used to frequent the hotel who had a peg leg.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see all of his like peg leg marks in the floor. And
So I have to know then, was there anything supernatural that went down during the production of this film? Embellish if you'd like, tell the truth. This
Girl,
is radio.
I felt spirits.
Something was there. I don't.
In fact, like
I don't
the whole
doubt
time.
that.
So I love ghost stuff.
Sure.
Like love. I seek it out.
Yeah.
I felt spirits, but I was the one on set each day that would like go into the building and I'd be like, thank you so much for letting us be here. I loved you. We're not trying to hurt you. I would be like spending moments alone. Like, what's Britt doing by herself? Like, she's just communing with the spirits and saying, thank you. Please don't kill us. Because there was like a running joke among us that was like a joke, but kind of not a joke, where we're like, well, I hope we don't die of the hantavirus. I hope we get to live through this film. And just, trying to be respectful of the place, though, the same time, because it is so amazing. Like, you'll see a coat just hung on a nail on a wall that's has layers of dust over it and things in the pockets. I saw like a jar of pickles with like a very old label from like the early 1900s just like in the corner of one of the rooms. It's just really amazing. It truly feels like everyone just dropped everything and left. And I guess they did, because was there a fire or it was some kind of natural disaster at this town? I don't remember which. Do you, Molly?
There were a few things that happened, and the gold started running out at the same time that industrial machinery was picking up. So they were bringing in all of this new machinery that was replacing a lot of the jobs for the people there.
Sure.
And so a lot of people left, and then there was a second wave that left when there was a huge fire, which unfortunately took a lot of the buildings.
Yeah.
And still there's plenty left, but
it's crazy how it looks like people dropped everything
And
and
just
left
got out of
town.
town.
So that feels weird.
And I imagine that adds to the vibe of the film.
Oh, yeah.
I would guess. And I do want to remind our listeners that you can see Ghost Town. You have two opportunities to do as such. One of which is tomorrow at 12:30 down at the Gaslight Twin. And then again on Sunday, March the 3rd, part of the Narrative Shorts program titled Ups and Downs. Now, is this your first trip to the Durango Independent Film Festival? Have you been before?
No, first time.
First
and
time
we're
here. Cool.
loving it.
Dig it.
We've had friends who have attended this festival before, and they said it is a must attend. So I've been daydreaming about coming here for a while. So I think we finally found the right film to submit, and we're lucky we got chosen. We're having a great time.
Good. Well, we're very glad to have you here. And I'm curious now, does the production company do shorts only, or do you branch out into other arenas? Do you have your next... I want to know if you're going to be back for another movie.
yeah.
Yes, that is the plan.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what's the next project?
We don't do just short films. Our first film was actually a feature-length documentary that's also a pilot episode for a series that we're working on called Jump the Fence, about independent filmmaking on a shoestring budget around the world. So we shot that in Brazil in 2017, and we are planning future episodes of that. We're also working on a unscripted television series called Cheese Show about cheese and cheesemakers in the Alps. So we're shooting that in late summer, which is very exciting. And then we are developing a couple of other projects. We wrote a TV show pilot, a comedy about birthday clowns in New York City based on my personal experience as a birthday clown. It's like a dark comedy.
It's a workplace comedy.
And we're also developing another feature film that's kind of a horror flick that we're writing with other people that we are collaborating with as a result of film festivals. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
And another short film coming up about Molly and her relationship with her younger brother that we're developing still.
So many irons in the fire.
It's the only way we can function.
Well, and this time goes by so quickly, and I want to say thank you both for taking the time to come up here. Thanks for coming to Durango for the Film Festival.
Our pleasure.
Once again, I have been speaking with Molly Muse and Britt Harris of the film Ghost Town. Again, I've been joined on air today by Molly and Britt. Thank you both so much, and stay tuned tomorrow morning for our last edition of Reels to Radio right here on KDUR.